So we open the episode with Trish and Ken's breakup, and her son's very upset about it because she fighting with his daddy and his stepdaddy. We have Our Lady of Mentorship. They're not just there in AAR. They're not just in AARP. They're in your business. Chris and Nell, and she whining she got to do housework because her husband won't hire her a maid. Chris, get her a maid. She too old to be cleaning chandeliers. So Nell breaks the news to Chris that Destiny wants to date Twan after hunching on their son. But your son did get pregnant with somebody else on Destiny, but Destiny is irrelevant. So I wouldn't worry about it. That's like, she's just so. Destiny wants to fuck her way through your family. And the thing is, something loose is never going to tighten up. So just let her be loose. Make sure they take their doxy pep, but just let it be loose. This is why men need birth control, so we could pop a pill and then let it be loose. I don't think I've ever slept with two members of the same family before, like a brother and then his I think one per gene pool is enough. But that's just me. Is it normal to date somebody's sibling? I don't know. I guess that's normally when like you haven't had sex and it was like one or two dates and you're like, you know what? I think you'd like my brother more. Like I think you're like you ain't here for me, but I think you like my brother more. I guess that's what's normal. Cause fucking your way through a family is very cousin Faith. And that's who Destiny is. Cousin Faith. Who'll fuck your family. Chris thinks it's a petty reaction to his son having a baby on her. But he had a baby on her. So when somebody has a baby on you and you don't want to date them anymore because I don't want to deal with that heifer, yeah, you probably will move on to the friend because you took yourself out of the dating pool with me in a very disrespectful manner. So now, if I see some dick that might have been in your friend circle, I'm going to sit on it without hesitation. Like she sat on you and got pregnant. Pregnant. Without hesitation. Pregnant. But it is very Tara and Amina. There ain't nothing fake about that. And look at where Tara and Amina are now. Look at their lives. But Nell thinks Destiny's mad at her because Destiny thinks Nell knew about that baby. That secret baby. But was it Nell's place to tell Destiny? Oh God, our next scene is with Destiny and she lumbers into the restaurant like she's Viola Davis with that heavy ass leather bag. Viola would limp and lumber with that bag like it was the weight of the world. It was always like just such a pull to the other side versus Olivia Pope's forward walk, which had the belt usually on the wrist or elbow, the bag rather, not the belt. But her bag never looked that heavy. Child, Viola was like, this is going to tip me over every time, just to the left, and step. But that's how she lumbered into the restaurant. I guess all those poor choices are weighing her down. However, she's meeting a former bodyguard. What the hell would you need a bodyguard at a brunch for? Oh, Lord, just say he was working security. He was not your bodyguard. If your body was a temple, mass would always be in session. A bodyguard. Like anybody knows who you are. And those of us that do know aren't walking up to you. Are y'all gonna walk up to Destiny? I don't even think I'd give that. I'd be like, ooh, cautionary tale. I'd pray for her as she walked past because I pity. I truly pity. And that she don't know no better pity. That type of pity. It's not a good pity. And you're the one showing up there first, getting the table for two. This man can't even be there for you at the restaurant. Well, a man's never been there for you in life, so why would he show up for you early at the restaurant? He is here for a free meal and some freer puss. God, they gonna talk business. Destiny, I just feel like rather than be the floozy of the show, why don't you do something of value with your life? But then we get to talk about her and her googly eye. Destiny, you always have a googly eye because you're looking for a savior in anything other than yourself. I found mine in Bronx, so hey, I'm in the club. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! He said Destiny's beautiful. And your god brother was hunching on her and then had a baby on her. Now why do you want to pick up his why do you, This feels like it has a film on it. An oily, disgusting film that smells. Oh my God. Did you just get a whiff of that? Adjacent incest is real. Like Mary Crosby, keep throwing that step grandfather, step. It's still your grandpappy. It's still disgusting. He was still in your grandmother's guts and then put his worms in yours to get, I ain't even going to say it. But that one, life has read you in a way I never could. This is why they say, geriatric pregnancy means geriatric from both sides. You took that old dusty sperm, and I'm sorry. But Bronx is looking at me like, be careful. But they say, having children with old genetic material can lead to issues, maybe issues with substance. However, I got off topic. This is just still incest adjacent. Like, okay, you ain't blood, but you still close enough where why you want to hunch on what he was hunching? Why do you want to get the fluids that close? So Destiny is really leading this conversation like she tries to lead most of her relationships with men that just ain't that interested. She's like, well, I heard you asked about me. I don't remember asking about you. Well, I talked to your God, brother, and I got his blessing, so here you go. Leg up. Leg up. Destiny likes that family phallus. She's like, yeah, that's good, but how your brother doing? And Carlos King talks about telling black women's stories. I know a lot of black women, and this ain't none of their stories. This ain't none of their stories. A lot of black women. They've got some interesting stories too. Like, they ain't boring. These are some interesting, dynamic stories, but it never involves family phallus. This is some Blanche Devereaux shit. Now, Blanche would hunch on brothers after brother. That's some Blanche Devereaux shit. That's some 1940s hussy. She said, I got a cesty coochie, an incesty coochie. She said, I didn't know it. That made the conversation awkward. It made it awkward because it didn't end the attraction, because you didn't realize there are more men than mess. That's why. That's why it made things more awkward, because it says, oh God, that's too messy. It's, oh, well, I'll still, any man that shows me interest. Any. Then he said, did you talk to my mama? Does he mean Nell? Oh gosh, she gotta ask your parents to sign you out. What is the school dating? You do look a little young. But then again, Destiny's incredibly immature for her age, so I'm sure it'll work out. So they're building a friendship, but she's still dating multiple people. Who else in the family you gonna hunch on? He got an uncle, a daddy? Oh God. You're insatiable, I'll give you that. I need someone that can accept me for who I am. And I'm a lot of different people. No, that's not cute. That's not cute. You can say I have many different facets like a diamond. But no, I believe you a lot of different people. And can't none of them reconcile. But now Ken and Trish gonna have a ponderoro. So he wants Trish to go into therapy for her anger issues because we can tell they're having some problems. Back with Nell and Chris. Oh, Lord, and here come Martell. Martell says that he's been able to have positive... Martell tells them that he was able to move forward with Marceau because he was able to out-talk him. Marceau just agreed with your lies. That's all that happened. So because Martell and Marceau are able to be cordial, they're going to get the group together for some adult games. And of course, that means inappropriate questions about threadbare relationships. I'm glad that Trish is going to therapy, but I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. We all know something's been off about her, Ken, and that ex-husband. I'm tired of it like Ken tired of it. Ken is a good dude, and I want him to be happy because I feel like Trisha is committed to being unhappy. So is Tisha, but that's another story for another storyline. What the fuck is it about OWN and therapy? She has been in therapy for 2 segments now. For 2 segments, I don't need to see that much of you healing. I'm glad you go, but maybe we need to see you with Ken. But Ken ain't even the issue. I'm sorry you lost your pappy, but I don't want to watch grief counseling as entertainment. But child, let's get to the next episode. So this episode opens with Trisha's messy friend that was trying to start mess with the ex-husband. Honestly, I could see her giving lesbian vibes, and that's who Trish really want to be with. Kimmy is trying to get the heifers to spend more time together, and y'all don't like each other on a spiritual level, so I think that's foolish, but okay. So we're going to make some bath bombs, but Nell isn't able to make it. Destiny said, well, I thought it was because Tisha was here. But then all talk turned to Destiny's lust life. And Tisha asked her if she's going to be a stepmother. And it's like, don't she have a kid? I think maybe it's with the husband, though. I don't know. She don't talk about him. And then we go over Nell and her energy towards Destiny at the reunion. And Tisha says, well, they left early because of the baby. That's what I got from the conversation. And Destiny said, well, Nell said that's not what happened. And that you, Letitia, need to mind your business. Letitia said, well, how would I know anything about what her son's crotch fruit is doing unless she mentioned it? And that is a point. Apparently, Nell's mad at Tisha about the NDA comment and the way she went and talked to Chris. Y'all gotta stop y'all took a month-long break. For fucking what? For fucking what? To have 2 parts of a season so Carlos King can buy some more fake teeth in Beijing for that beard wig? I really hate you. But you're worth hating. You're worth hating. Because I barely remember this argument from last damn season. And that's what this is. Last season. If you're going to take a break, it's a new fucking season. Me and Kimmy are both like, Jesus, Nell ain't never going to let this go. And she ain't. So now we're going to have another conversation twixt Twish and Nell. However, it's time for the Fletcher's fun adult game night, and Destiny walks in with, I can't keep up with them, but the new one, and everybody's shocked. Oh, Will. I don't think that's the godson, though. Child, Destiny throwing it around. She can date who she wants and however many people she wants. Yeah, but when you hunching on 2 with damn near the same bloodline, at what point do you become a skeezer? And now Lance shows up with his new woman. Oh, wait, Will is Ken's friend. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Girl, you running through all the men's in the group. Anybody that ain't that's tacky. There are other men. Well, it is Huntsville. So we gonna play flip cup to start. Destiny been flipping her cup. Marceau cheating during musical spoons, and Martell said, yeah, it cheats during his marriage, too. Why is it, now you already broke the agreement. You already broke the agreement. But why do you care so much about where Marceau puts his penis? Tisha don't care. Why do you? So after the game, everybody's sitting around talking, and we got Kimmy trying to get Tisha to talk to Nell. And Tisha tell Kimmy that idea can go to hell. But child, Kimmy and Destiny browbeat Tisha into going over there. So Kimmy go over and try to play peacemaker, and Nell's like, yeah, I told that heifer keep my name out her fucking mouth because I'm sick of her. I don't want to be friends with a heifer no more either. But now we try to sit down and have a ponderosa. And Destiny said, well, Nell said keep my name out your mouth when I said that she had left because that baby was being born. Tisha said, well, then why did you leave LA early? That's none of your business. Tisha said, hold on, Kimmy was there. Kimmy, isn't that what happened? I feel like that's what you said. Yup, and we flash back. Nell said it. He had a baby on the way. Don't do that. You're talking about my granddaughter. Nobody is talking about your fucking granddaughter. We're talking about your lies. Tisha has a point. Now, if you didn't want to talk about your grandchild on camera, you shouldn't have brought him up. Now, you are upset that Tisha's calling you on your bull. That's all this is, and I'm tired of it. For once, I'm with Tisha. The men inside hear the women getting hype outside. You don't have to talk about my problem. Everybody got their problem. I'm not yelling at you. Kimmy get bucked. Yo, you yell at me one more time. And child, we about to have some over 40 fisticuffs. I'll dunk your ass in that pool. You keep hollering at me. But everybody breaks up the little skirm. So we end the night, and are we going to talk it through? And Kimmy said, well, let me say this. My fuse is shorter than most people think. Kimmy, you've been on this show for 10 years and continue to put up with the bullshit. You got a long fuse for the check. Kimmy said, I'm triggered from my father's past drunken abuse. So Nell, I apologize for saying I was going to put you in that pool, but you ain't going to holler at me like that. You ain't nobody's mama. Nell accepts Kimmy's apology because she was hoit. Tisha said it'll be a cold day in hell for I apologize to Nell. She owe me. So they hug it out, and the group is clapping about a little progress between Kimmy and Nell. All right, that was the shit, and I'ma see you soon for whatever the hell's coming on tonight.